it's Auntie Belle. Okay, I'm back. We're gonna finish this up. Okay, so since we left off, we did the back. We finished up the background, and off camera, I went ahead and I cut out my girl that I have drawn and colored up. So here she is. I made a copy of her 5x7 size. Originally, I had colored her this size, but I went ahead and copied this to my computer, and then I recopied it and made a print of it 5x7. And on my computer, when you shrink it down to 5x7 or just do a 5x7 as a choice of what size you want, it puts 2 on a page. So this is the other one. So I cut her out. I have collaged her down, and before I did that, I had some butterflies that one of my subbies gave me, which I absolutely love these butterflies. Aren't they gorgeous? I told her, I said, I'm going to use these butterflies very soon. So I put a butterfly down here. Then I went ahead and collaged my girl on top of that, and then I put another butterfly here. I think they turned out gorgeous. So we're just going to finish up this page. This won't take very long. Let me just make a little room on my table. Put that away. Okay, so let me grab my Stabilo, because I think that's all we really need to do is just Stabilo. Now, the one thing that I was going to do, and I forgot, I got carried away with with putting all the gold on and doing my my intuitive writing and all of that. I was going to put Magical Mermaid on this side too, but I got carried away. I didn't leave room for that, really, because the gold here is in the way of that. But I said, forget it. And I went ahead and put the butterflies in, and I just think it turned out pretty anyway. So there we go. So now we have 2 pages that are similar, but not the same. So this is a really good example of being able to take the same girl and use her as a focal point again, and just change the background. So don't always think you have to redraw or recolor your focal point. You can just use that same focal point and just do another background and use the same focal point. So start using your artwork over and over again. You don't have to always start from square one all the time. Okay, so let me take my Stabilo All pencil, and I'm going to go around her. Do some shading around her. Okay, we'll skip wherever the gold is. This pencil does not like to go over the gold. That's for sure. So I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way around with my Stabilo All, and then we'll wet it with my finger a little bit. And oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oops. That's fine. Nobody will really notice. See, I went into her little hair. But like I said, no one will notice. No major. It's gray hair and there's black involved anyway, so whatever. And that's what I say too. Don't get too caught up on any mistakes you make. Either fix them or accept them. So we're just going to accept that one. Okay, so I'm going to take my baby wipe, wet my finger, and then we're just going to blend out the Stabilo so we can get some shading going. Let me wet my baby wipe a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Okay, I got a little black on the, there we go. Just got a little bit of the Stabilo on the butterfly, which I didn't want. Now, if you don't have a Stabilo pencil to do this shading around, you don't have to use a Stabilo. You can use a watercolor pencil, does the same thing. Water-soluble crayons does the same thing. The thing I do like about in pencil form, though, is that you can get really close up to your focal point or whatever you're shading. It's harder when you do have a, it is harder when you have a water-soluble crayon, because, you know, you're dealing with, you know, something that's a lot thicker, like this. See? It's a little bit harder, but you can still do it. You could also use an oil pastel. If you use an oil pastel, all you need to do is just use your finger, and the heat of your finger will blend the oil pastel out. Okay. There's a little bit in here that I didn't want to get. There we go. That looks good. Okay, and then, oh, also let's go around the butterflies. Did I? No, I didn't blend that out. Did I blend that out around the butterflies? Let's blend it out a little bit more. Okay, let me go ahead and let's do some shading around this butterfly also. We can come in just a little bit. Okay. And let's go ahead and go with our Stabilo around this butterfly. Okay. Like I said, a black watercolor pencil works really well too. I like the Stabilo the best, but a black watercolor pencil, like this one is, will work just fine too to do this work. In fact, I'll show you the shading that we're going to do, like around the, to frame this whole thing. I'll do with a, I'll do with the oil pastel, just to show you that you can do that too. I like to always show lots of different ways to do things, and also lots of different supplies you can use, because not everybody has the same supplies. Okay. So, this is an oil pastel. I could have used a water-soluble crayon, which this is Jane Davenport's, that look like lipsticks, which I love. Oh, I want to show you guys something too also, because someone said that they couldn't see it on the last video. I'm going to show you these palettes here in a second. These are the pastels. I'll show you guys that in a second. Glad I took that out. Okay, or you can use this. It's a water-soluble crayon too. It's a Faber-Castell or Gelato. Okay, so you can use any of these to do your shading, whether it's around your focal point or doing the edges. So now we're going to go ahead up here and do the edges. And I'm going to use this oil pastel. And this just to frame out and do some shading around the whole thing. I'm going to use a water-soluble crayon on the bottom of it, but for right now. So here, unlike how I was like wetting my finger, I won't be doing that. Let's see if we can get over this. Yeah. You just rub really hard because it's an oil. So it it reacts from just the oils and the heat from your own hand. You can also take like an eyeshadow brush and use that too. But I find that just the oils and the heat from your own finger works really good. There we go. Okay, so then also I could just use my water-soluble crayon. So I'll use Jane Davenport's. And I'll do that here. Wet my finger and blend this out. See? Also, let me show you another one. If you want to use the watercolor pencil, you can do the black watercolor pencil. And we'll do that here. And that just, you have to wet your finger just like the Stabilo. And that will blend this out. There we go. So look at that. I used all three different ones of these. I used a oil pastel, I used a water-soluble crayon, and then I used a watercolor pencil. So any of this stuff works. Anything's interchangeable, whether you're shading around the whole framing of your work, or you're doing some shadowing or shading around your focal points. So just wanted to show you guys that, share that. So whatever you have, you can use. Let me show you a close-up of how this turned out. I really like how it turned out. And I didn't do any white splatters, which we call fairy dust, because I fairy dusted over here, and I actually liked it better without the fairy dust. After I did the fairy dust, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have. So on this one, I didn't fairy dust it. So, all right, so let's come in a little closer, just a second. And I'll move the book around. There we go. So there's the top. There's this. Just so you can see it. Look what the shading does. The shading really, really brings things alive. And there's the bottom. Let me go across. Okay, so let's come back out. There we go. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys learned some things. You're inspired. Take the same focal point, whatever it is, and especially if it's one of your drawings or something that you colored. Like if you color like a girl in one of your adult coloring books and you cut her out and you use her, make copies of her. You can always print her out 5x7. You should have that choice on your computer, and put her in your art journal, or use her if you're going to do 11x14 like I did on this other one. Then you can use her, you can use her the full size of her, depending on what you're doing. But use your focal points or your drawings more than once in your artwork. Okay. Let me put this up here. I'll put this over here. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you is someone had asked me and said I was zoomed in too close because I was working and I was showing these pastels. These are Jane Davenport's pastels. They're made to look like an eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love these. They're very, they're not a cream, but they're creamy, like a creamy like an eyeshadow that's not too powdery. It seems like it has some creaminess to it without being wet. You know what I'm saying? And they remind me of pan pastels that you get from like Blick's, and they're very expensive, the pan pastels. These are like $20. They used to have a full line of all of her things, all of her products that look like makeup at Michael's, but they don't. I don't know why they don't have it anymore. And they always had a good sale on them, or you can use a 40% off. They have the full line there. So now Joann or Hobby Lobby carries some stuff. They do carry these. So, and you can also go to Jane's site too. But if you get it from Hobby Lobby, you can use a 40% off coupon unless they have it on sale, which I haven't seen it on sale even once. When Michael's had these, they had them on sale like every other week. It was awesome. Okay, anyway. So let me show you. And these are what I did to color up her face and her skin, and her face, her skin. What else did I use these for? I think I used them for, oh yeah, her face, her skin, for shading, for the eyeshadow. These are just fabulous. I will connect the video to where I was using these to color up my girl. These plus pencils too. I use Prismacolor pencils. And I use Jane Davenport's pencils too. Okay, so this one's called Birthday Suit. This pastel set. And these aren't like those chalky cheap pastels, you guys. They're more like the pan pastels that you get professionally from like Blick's. This one's called Lit Up. And I'll show you these colors. Look at that. I hit pan. You know how they say that in like the makeup videos? I hit pan. I hit pan on these. Love these. And I think I bought doubles of everything. I was so afraid that Jane would stop making this stuff, and I love her products so much. So the stuff I really like, I doubled up on. Not right away, but within that first year, because she bought this out a year and a half ago. I doubled up on what I really liked. So, isn't it fabulous? Oh, and look like how it looks like an eyeshadow palette. And this is Mixed Media Supplies. Look at her artwork on the front. I absolutely love it. And there is, let me just make sure my time. Oh yeah, I'm fine. There's one more that I got. I have two. I think I have another one. I know I do. Where is it? There's another one, and it's all more, it has a lot of sparkle and glimmer in it. So it's like a glitter, almost like a glitter eyeshadow. And I am not finding it. That's strange. Where in the heck would I have put that? That is so weird. Oh, here it is. It's being hidden. Okay, this is the other one I have, and I need to use this one more. So I'm going to start, this is a goal of mine. Well, I had it hiding, so I'm going to start looking for it more. This one's called Mineral Eyes. So this one has like glitter in it. It's really, really pretty. So I really need to start using this palette. So I'm going to start doing it. So I'm going to start experimenting, seeing how the best way to use this one is. So I have all four of these. I mean, look how magical those are. I love collecting eyeshadow palettes just for myself, for my, for my own makeup. So when I seen like art supplies that are eyeshadow palettes or lipsticks or whatever, I'm like, yes, please. This is, oh, maybe I only did stock up on one. I use this, the birthday suit one all the time because it has a lot of the skin tones that I like to use. So I did double up on this one. I didn't double up on the other ones. But you know what? Hobby Lobby has some there, and they're $20, but use a 40% off coupon, so at least you can pick them up for $12, which is a good deal for something that you're going to use and last forever, and high quality, and you'll love using them, you guys. I highly, highly, highly suggest to get these. Okay, I think that is it. Oh, one last thing. I know I'm talking about a lot of different things, but these are questions that people have talked about in the video. Remember I told you I took some popsicle sticks, and this isn't, the idea is that you can just pick from the popsicle sticks and say, okay, I'm going to stencil and start stenciling. I'm going to start ghosting. What I wanted to do is I learn different techniques all the time, but I forget the different techniques sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this little jar next to me so I can look through the different techniques I've learned so I can include them in whatever I'm working on. Not that that's going to be the order I'm going to use them. It's the ideas. Okay, so here's some things that you can do. This one says perfect pearls. Okay, to start using your perfect pearls on things. If you don't know how to use perfect pearls, look that up in a video. The reason I'm going over these with you is if you want to have a little glass jar of ideas on popsicle sticks, so you can look and say, "Oh yeah, I wanted to use that technique." You have a little glass jar of techniques. Technique sticks. That's what we're going to call them. Fairy dusting, stencils, messy writing. And if you don't know what some of these things are, you will learn them by watching my videos. Ghosting. This one says script stamps. This says embossing. We did some embossing today. Black splatters. Gold leafing. We did some gold leafing today. Intuitive writing. Remember we did some intuitive writing. That was this writing right here what we talked about. And doodles and marks. Making marks or making doodles. So it's just a little glass of ideas. So every time I come across someone's video and it's a new idea that I can use in my mixed media, I'm going to put it on a popsicle stick and put it in this jar. They have popsicle sticks at Dollar Tree, so pick some up the next time you guys go. Okay, you guys, I'm going to stop running my mouth. That is it for this one. I hope I gave you guys some good tips, some inspiration, some ideas to do some mixed media. Again, let me know if you learned anything new. If you learned anything new, if I've inspired you to do some mixed media, comment below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be great. Any comments or questions, leave them below. And if you don't have time to leave like a comment or let me know if this has inspired you to do some mixed media, or if you learned if there's anything new that you've learned. If you don't have time to do that, if you could just hit that thumbs up button, it really helps it really helps with the algorithm of YouTube, and they'll promote you a little bit more, and more people can join our tribe here. So that is it, I think, for today. I will stop blabbing, and I won't have any more mixed media videos for the rest of this week. Well, it's already Thursday. But I'm working on some stuff, and we will have some new mixed media videos for next week. Okay? All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye. Oh, look forward to it. I have a Dollar Tree haul coming up, so I will be doing a Dollar Tree haul over the weekend, next day or two. It's good. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.